So I've dedicated the last 5 years to literally one thing, shutting out every single shiny object that came my way with a simple yet intentional goal, which was to crack this YouTube automation business that everyone is ranting about. And I'm happy to say that I've finally done it. And not once, not twice, but I've continuously been able to create successful cash flowing YouTube automation channels, even getting some to reaching $40,000 every single month. And I've gone ahead and completely opened up the curtains on this business model to give you guys the entire blueprint that took me from a complete business failure to being completely independent with this specific business model. And guys, I promise I have not held back on this. I'm not talking about any surface level tips. This is the complete step-by-step process that's working right now in 2025. Look, just a few years ago, I lost 100% of my income overnight. My company had failed and I had to literally start over. But then I discovered something that changed my life completely, and that was YouTube automation. Not the basic strategies, but the real proven systems that actually work. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you my entire playbook, and I'm talking everything from choosing your niche, setting up your first channel, and scaling past $10,000 a month in pure profit. This isn't just gonna be another YouTube course. I'm literally giving away my entire program for free, a program that I charge thousands of dollars for, because I know personally what it's like to need that breakthrough moment. So fair warning, you might want to grab a notepad because I'm personally not holding anything back. YouTube automation has not only changed my life, but it's also changed Addie's life, who was living in Israel and was able to go from $0 to $35,000 a month with this channel in just shy of 1 year. Or Mike, who makes $25,000 a month after only 5 months in learning these exact systems that I'm going to teach you guys today. Even Arv was able to make $14,000 a month in just 4 short months. Or even Derek, who joined our program after 7 long and stressful years of trying different YouTube channels, buying different coaching programs. He was able to pay off his entire debt of over $25,000 in just 7 months of working on his YouTube automation channel with us. Or even Rose, who's 62 years old and was able to do YouTube full-time from the comfort of her job and retire herself from her job. And honestly, there have been dozens of other students who have changed their life completely alongside myself with the information I'm gonna give you guys today. This is by far going to be my longest video yet, and there's gonna be a ton of value here, so make sure you guys take notes and get rid of all distractions while we go through this free course. I also wanna mention I'm gonna be giving away a massive gift at the end, so make sure you guys watch until the end to access it. And I'll also leave a link in the description of this video with every single resource, website, and tool that I mentioned throughout the video. So guys, let's get right into it and learn what this YouTube automation model actually is, exactly what it takes, and how to get your channel to $10,000 a month and beyond. Now, you guys might have heard about this business model, but just don't fully understand it, what it is and how it works and what kind of results you can get and how realistic it would actually be for you and what the exact method is to actually make a full-time income from this. So let me start by answering what YouTube automation actually is. Well, this is a search engine where people visit to watch videos on any sort of topic, and they have around 3.2 billion active monthly viewers. Not only that, but it's also owned by Google, which is the most visited website in the world. That means that every time somebody Googles a video, whether it's on how to get a stain out of a shirt, the best countries to visit, or news on the latest football game, you can expect Google to recommend a YouTube video made by one of its content creators. Now, a question I get asked all the time is, how the hell do we get paid so much? Like, where does this money actually come from? Great question. Well, I'm sure you can remember the last time you tried to watch any YouTube video, or even as you tried to watch this YouTube video itself, an ad popped up. And that's because companies all around the world pay big money, literally billions of dollars every single year to place ads on our videos. As you can see here, in 2021, advertisers spent $7.5 billion on ads. And then in 2022, they spent $9. 2023, it was $12 billion. And now finishing up 2024, it was $14 billion spent on ads. Every single year, more and more advertisers are choosing YouTube as the preferred platform to promote their businesses. So the demand is there. We just now need to create the supply. So now most of the content you see on YouTube is made by people showing their faces. These are called personality channels. Now, while they can be very lucrative, they also have their downsides, like always needing to be a dancing monkey, recording yourself on camera, losing all your online privacy, having to learn a bunch of technical skills like editing, script writing, etc., becoming extremely entertaining on camera, having to buy expensive camera gear, produce content, and honestly, it just takes years to grow a sustainable audience. Take it from me, I've consulted with some of the biggest personality YouTubers out there. They were wanting to grow their channels, and these guys work way more than just your regular 9 to 5. Let's just say that. And that's when I realized there had to be a much easier way to reap all the benefits that they were getting without any of the headaches and implications that it comes from making money on YouTube. Well, enter YouTube automation. Now, the beauty of this side of YouTube is that it allows us to just leverage proprietary tools and other people's time and expertise so that we can just focus on what really matters, which is buying our freedom back. Very simply put, instead of making the videos yourself, You can literally just hire a team of online freelancers or use AI, which creates the script writing for you, the video editing, the thumbnail design, and the narration, which means you don't have to spend years learning all these skills yourself, and you can focus on the highest leverage activity, which is how to use your own systems to automate the processes. And trust me, guys, between the freelancers and AI, this process gets extremely cheap. Now, you're probably thinking, well, if these freelancers are doing all the work for you, why don't they just upload videos for themselves? Well, that's an excellent question. And very simply put, they don't know what kind of content to make. And the best analogy I can give you for this is that imagine you're the captain of a ship and you're directing your crew on where to go. So they are rowing the ship, aka doing all the technical work for you, while you point them in the right direction of which content needs to be created. Now, most people who attempt this business literally have no idea what they're doing. So they will point their crew in the direction thinking that their ship is going to the coast of Florida, but really they just end up in Brazil. And that's why most people who start a YouTube channel never actually even make their first dollar. It's because they have no idea what they're doing, so they throw content blindly, praying that their videos will go viral without any understanding of what actually works. This is like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. And that's why I have created the Profit First YouTube system and made it extremely simple to follow. Instead of recreating the wheel, just take the videos that are already working on YouTube, put them through our tools and make the videos, and then systematically create videos that convert every single time. I created this to just help busy and tired 9-to-5ers make a full-time income with their channels literally within 6 months while working about 1 to 2 hours a day. This is by far the most simple way to make an online income in 2025 without any previous experience. You will literally never have to show your face, pay tens of thousands of dollars in startup costs like most businesses, worrying about having a cap on the amount of income you can actually make, buying inventory, spending dozens of hours working every single week, or just learning a shit ton of skills. The best part about this whole thing is that we get paid passively from YouTube because once you upload a winning video, YouTube will just continue to pay you every single month, month after month, without any additional work that's being done whatsoever on that video. That means that there's a compound effect to this business each month that you're on YouTube. So for example, let's just say you post 8 videos a month. Well, month 1, you have 8 videos, and then month 2, you have 16 videos, and month 3, you have 24, and so on and so forth. So each month you're putting the same amount of videos on YouTube. So your input of time and money is the same each month. Actually, the time goes down as your team is better trained and you become much more efficient. But each month you have all of your previous videos still paying you. Everyone is here talking about passive income models, and most people are just hyping it up way too much. Now, guys, obviously, just like anything else, this is not passive at first. It's actually quite active because you need to actually understand how this whole thing works, go through your tests, build your systems. But once you do, you get compensated for all the work that you have done in the past, and you never have to lift a finger on it again. Just like this video I posted 2 years ago, as you can see, it got 7.2 million views and made almost $25,000. That's literally about $1,000 a month, every single month, that it generates like clockwork. And that's just one video across multiple videos, across multiple channels, right? So you can see the system is actually insane. I'm grateful that I found it myself. And it's not only changed my life, but it's changed other people's lives, like Eugene, who was able to literally pay off his entire production cost and profit $7,500 in his 3rd month of starting, which is actually mental. So this truly becomes one of the only passive income streams that I've found that buys you genuine freedom. Because no matter what happens, whether it's another war, another pandemic, company layoffs, or literally anything else, if you have a YouTube automation channel that pays you every single month, then you are secure no matter what. Imagine not having to stress about paying another bill, or telling your kids that you guys can't go on vacation because the money is tight, or not being able to pursue your passions because you just don't have the time or finances for it. Not only that, but we get paid so much more on the back end of our channels by taking viewers and sending them to sponsors or affiliates or selling courses, consulting, coaching. You know how sometimes you'll watch a video about a product or service and the person who made that video will tell you, hey, check the link in the description. Well, every single time that they do, they get a commission, a kickback off of that product or service that gets sold. This means that we're able to double and sometimes even triple our income simply from putting a link in our videos without ever having to make an entire company to sell that product or service. Just like this channel that we run, we're earning about $10,000 a month from the views, but we're also adding an additional $14,000 to $15,000 a month in the back end simply by sending people from our videos to other people's products. That is true passive income. Unlike dropshipping or Amazon FBA, where you're stuck on this hamster wheel of always needing to continuously find new products that make you a little bit of money, only to be outbid by a competitor and have that product die until you find another one. Or starting a consultancy or marketing agency where you have to keep providing services for your clients or potentially risk losing them all along with your income. Now, the best analogy that I can give you guys for this business model is that it's like getting into digital real estate. Hear me out. Starting a channel is like buying a big plot of land. Here's my big plot of land here. It's like every time you post a video, it's like buying a rental property that pays you every single month completely passively month after month. But with this, you don't have massive upfront investments. You don't need to find renters, deal with property tax, capital gains, and so on and so forth. You literally get all the benefits of real estate without any of the downside. So guys, with all that said, let's begin our journey of creating your first profitable and fully outsourced YouTube automation channel. The first step is to choose a profitable niche. And this is easily the most important step. As Warren Buffett once said, it doesn't matter how hard you row if you're in the wrong boat. So it's important to understand which niche is best for you and which one's actually working right now. So you can get to the point where you're earning $5,000 to $10,000 a month and beyond. And that's what you need to be able to begin making data-driven decisions as soon as you possibly can. And number two, we have popularity and obsession. If you pick a niche that is very popular and has a cult-like fan base, the chances of you actually going viral are very, very, very high. Niches such as sports, animals, and celebrities are likely to go viral because these people are usually very passionate and they love to engage. And YouTube loves engagement. Now, to make this process a lot more simple for you, I've actually created a document with over 40 different niches that I've handpicked so you can start off with the best possible vehicle. And just letting you know, every document and resource, again, like I mentioned, will be found in the link under this description, which takes you to a free group where you'll be able to access all the resources, tools, and links that I mentioned throughout the video. The other benefit of joining is that if you want to be surrounded by like-minded people that are just like yourself, hustling, trying to build this YouTube business, and also get access to all my tools, resources, and one free live call every single week, then you got to make sure, click the link in the description and join the group. All right, now the last and most important thing to take into consideration is to understand how much you can actually make from these channels. And the best way to do this is to understand the RPM and the CPM of each channel. This is basically exactly how much you can expect to get paid. So CPM, otherwise known as cost per mil, is the total amount that YouTube will get paid for that video. RPM, otherwise known as revenue per mil, is the amount that you receive after the split. Now, as I mentioned, YouTube will only take 45%, meaning that they give you, the creator, 55%. That's how much they actually pay you. But there is one milestone that you need to reach before you can actually start getting paid, and that's getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. YouTube will then grant you into the YouTube Partner Program, whereas you'll be able to start earning money and generating revenue with your channels. Now, it's important to understand that not all niches pay the same, and they all depend on one simple thing. YouTube will pay you based on the quality and the intention of the traffic of your viewers. So if you choose a niche that's more general, like sports or celebrities or animals, then you can't really expect to get paid too much because these viewers are really quite general. And because of how broad they are, they get classified as having low buying power. These niches will usually pay you between $2 to $7 per 1,000 views. Meaning if you get 1 million views and you divide that by 1,000, you get 1,000. So if you multiply 1,000 by 2 to 7, that means you get paid $2,000 to $7,000 for every 1 million views that you generate on your channel. Now, conversely, if you make videos about making money online, insurance, crypto, investments, real estate, well, these are much higher intent viewers and are much more likely to not only invest, but overall just spend more money. So the advertisers have to compete a lot more to bid for the ad placements, which just drives up the cost on our end, making you more money. So these niches, they start around $9 per 1,000 views, but they can even go past $30 for every 1,000 views. That's about $30,000 for every 1 million views generated. Here's an example of my student on the screen here who's making almost $25 for every 1,000 views. All right, now that you've chosen your niche, it's time to actually brand your channel. And that's gonna consist of creating a unique name, a logo, and a banner. So I'm gonna choose the basketball niche for this example. Now, the easiest way to do this is by going to this AI website. It's called namelix.com, where you can easily come up with channel names in literally seconds. All right, so start by heading to the website, typing in a keyword of your niche. In this case, it's just gonna be basketball. There are a few options that you can select from to narrow down your styles, or you can just keep it simple, click auto, and then from there, the site will generate hundreds of examples for you to choose from. Now, I'm gonna give you a pro tip here to stay out of trouble when creating your channel. If you choose a name that has already been used, then you can find yourself facing a potential lawsuit. So simply just take the best options that you like, copy and paste them into the YouTube search bar, and then from there, refine your search so that you can click on the settings here and click on channels, and then sift through them, go through there and make sure that no one else is using this name. If no one else is, then you can be 100% certain that you're okay to use that and you can brand the channel. All right, now comes the fun part of branding your channel. You can either choose to do this yourself for free by just heading over to canva.com, searching for YouTube banner, and then letting your creative juices out. Or you can simply head to fiverr.com, search up YouTube banner and logo, and choose someone from there to create it for you. Honestly, guys, this should not cost you more than $25 to get it set up. And voila, we now have a niche, a name, and a logo and banner, and we're ready to get the channel started. But I'm gonna show you exactly how you can get this done the most effective way with all of the optimizations. Now, the first step is to create a Gmail. And I do suggest creating a new Gmail versus using an existing one because it makes it a lot easier to get sponsorship deals in the future. So I do advise you guys have a custom email for people to reach out to. So head over to gmail.com, select create a new account, and then simply just name the email after your channel. So for this example, we can call it trendingbasketballnews@gmail.com. All right, now that you have your email, just as simple, we can head over to youtube.com, go to the top right corner, select sign in option, and then from there, we just want to create a new channel. Put in the name of the channel, and just like that, we have set up a new channel. So now let's make some edits and really bring this bad boy to life. And I also want to show you guys some secret settings that you need to make sure are done to get your channel ready to post and go viral. Make sure you guys follow these next steps exactly the way I show you, or you might have some issues down the road when you post. So the first step is to go to your YouTube studio. You can do this by going to the top right corner, selecting the icon, and then selecting the YouTube studio. Now from there, on the left-hand side, you will see the menu options. Go ahead and scroll down and click on customization. Click there and then immediately go to branding. From here, we'll see some more options to mess around with. You first want to go to the logo, upload that new beautiful logo that you created, and then go to the second option, which is your banner, and then repeat the same process. The last option, and this is a sneaky way to get more subscribers, and this is to upload a watermark icon, which is basically just a little button in the bottom right corner that will take people directly to your channel so they can subscribe to. You can create something custom, but it's honestly not necessary. You can just actually add the same logo file and just call it a day. Once that's done, select basic info, which is just right next to customization. And from here, you can modify the name of the channel and all the channel info. So go ahead and just make sure the name of your channel is properly placed here. And you can also add a short slogan if you want to help with the SEO and the ranking of your channel. So since this channel is about basketball news, I would just go ahead and add the top source for all basketball news. Then head over to the description, and you want to fill this up with as much information that you can regarding what your channel is actually about. You should spend around 5 to 10 minutes doing this on your own, or you can use this sneaky little ChatGPT script that I created and just have it do it for you. You can write, hey, I need you to write a description for my YouTube channel, which is where we post videos about all the news and trending topics regarding basketball and updates on the players. Please be very specific and use as many searchable keywords as possible so this can help with the SEO. Boom, that's it. Just copy and paste it, and then from there, go back to YouTube, press save, and you're done. So now head over back to the main studio and let's go back to these secret settings that I was mentioning. So in the bottom corner, you'll see a button that says settings. Go ahead and click that. And the first menu item you'll see is currency. So make sure that you guys adjust the currency if necessary to make sure it's the one that's appropriate to your own country. The second item will say channel. So go ahead and click on that. Set your channel to the same country that you live in now. This way YouTube will know where you live. By the way, don't worry about this option affecting your viewership. YouTube is literally one of the only companies where it doesn't matter where you live. It's not geo-dependent, which means it won't have any impact to where your videos are shown. I have students that are in India that are making $10,000 a month and their videos are getting shown to US audience. So I promise it doesn't matter. But underneath that box is another thing that's labeled keywords. So go ahead and filling out this keyword box will be so important for your channel so people are able to find them via those keywords. But don't waste too much time here because you can go over to rapidtags.com, type in a simple title or something about the topic of your channel. For me, I would just say something like top trending basketball news in 2024. It's just going to populate a big list of relevant keywords for me. Simply just copy and paste them in the box and you're done. Now in the same section at the top, you'll see advanced settings. There's one question there that I'll ask you if you want to set up your channel that's made for kids. More often than not, it's not the case. So I would just choose the option as no, set this channel as not made for kids. This way you don't have to manually select that option every time you upload a video. Now again, in the same menu option, head over to feature eligibility and you'll be able to see an option to verify your YouTube account through your phone number. Unfortunately, you do need to do this so that you're able to actually upload videos with thumbnails and also videos that are longer than 5 to 10 minute videos. So make sure that you guys throw in your number, verify the account, and you're done. Now head over to upload defaults and you'll see some more options over here as well. Now what's cool about this is that if you're uploading content and you find yourself using the same titles, descriptions, or tags, you can actually have a preset here so you don't have to manually enter them every single time you post. But for the majority of you, I would just leave this blank. Now head over again to advanced settings, and the only important setting you want to mess with here is the category. I would just simply find the category that matches the style of videos that you post. Since we're posting about trending news, I would just select entertainment. This way, I don't have to, again, choose it every single time that I post a video. Now, we're making some serious progress here, but there's a few things that are left so that we can actually start posting. So let's quickly get into it. Head over to community and scroll down and you'll see blocked words. This is an important section to update because it's likely as you post, you'll find yourself inevitably getting some comments that are either hate or spam. And this section can prevent those comments. So again, instead of you guys having to copy and paste these off my screen, I'll leave them again in the link in the description. I also suggest you select the block links option and make sure that no one posts spammy links on your viewers for them to click on. And that just about sorts out your channel. So now we are on our way to move on to the next step, which is to put together your first team. Very exciting stuff. Now, honestly, you can go ahead and make all these videos yourself, but the beauty of this business model is that we can actually hire experts to do all of the work for us. So I'm going to show you the best way to put together an A+ team that can create professional videos for you for a fraction of the cost and time that it would normally take you. And if you also stick around, I'm going to show you guys how you can go about creating these videos with using just AI. You definitely do not want to miss out on that. So when putting together a team, it's crucial to be very peculiar in the hiring process because you want to not just hire any set of freelancers, but actually hire the ones that understand your niche because it will make this entire journey so much more simple for you. Now, before going into the hiring process, it's important to understand the actual assembly line of an automation channel and what roles you can actually outsource for this business. Now, in order to do YouTube automation, I follow a very specific workflow that's entirely for free using Trello. Now, lucky for you, I'm also going to include a free template so you guys can just use the exact same setup that I use for all my successful channels. So first, either I or a researcher will conduct the research on the video topics. The researcher or I then list these topics on a project management board, otherwise known as Trello. My project manager will then create a dedicated Google Drive folder for each video and mark the projects as active on that project management board. The scriptwriter from there then picks up the project, writes a script, and then uploads it to the respective Google Drive folder via the project management board, again, Trello. A voiceover from there then takes the project, records the voiceover, and uploads it to the same folder via the project management board. A video editor then takes the project, creates the video, uploads it again to the same folder via Trello, the project management board. Now, at any point throughout this entire process, my thumbnail designer and creative writer will create a thumbnail and write a description. These are all uploaded to the respective folder. Now, by the end of this process, there should be 5 files in the Google Drive folder for each video. You have the script, the voiceover, the video and thumbnail, and the description. The project status will be finally moved then to the completed column at the end, and my channel manager or project manager will do a quality check and review the video. If the video is approved, then it is moved to the ready to upload column. Either myself or my project manager will just upload that video to YouTube, and I'm always the one who finalizes the optimization of the video and schedules it for release. Now guys, while this process may actually seem quite automated, I do play a significant role in the video creation assembly line. My involvement requires a high degree of creativity and innovation, particularly when it comes to the video idea, the topic, and the thumbnail. Now, if you don't intend on handling a task yourself in the long run, it is really important to just learn to outsource it as soon as possible. So when we break down the video creation process into a comprehensive step-by-step process, several roles come into play. So on the screen here, I've indicated which roles I personally take on and which ones I outsource. So the researcher or idea generator. This is where the individual is responsible for coming up with the video topic ideas, and this is me. The next one is scriptwriter, and this is where the individual who writes the script for the video, I typically outsource this. The voiceover artist is someone who records the voiceover for the video. Again, I outsource this. Video editor, someone who edits the videos for you. Again, outsourced. Quality checker is an individual who ensures the quality meets the standards that are outlined in my SOPs. SOPs standing for standard operating procedures. Again, outsourced. The uploader is the individual who uploads the videos onto YouTube. Again, I typically outsource this. Sometimes I do it myself, but mostly outsourced. The project manager is an individual who actually manages the team, the videos, and the project management board. Again, outsourced. Descriptive writer, this is an individual who writes the video descriptions. Again, outsourced. Thumbnail designer is the individual who creates the thumbnails for the videos. This is typically me, or I also delegate this out. And the optimizer is someone who finalizes the video, the title, and the thumbnail. And again, that's me. Now, to keep this process as simple as possible, I'm going to show you how to hire the 4 main key roles. And this is the scriptwriter, the voiceover artist, the video editor, and the thumbnail designer. Now, a common remark that I personally always get is that I can't find a good insert role here. If you're finding it hard or challenging to find quality freelancers, Just know it's supposed to be a relatively difficult process. However, rest assured, they do exist and they are in abundance. The key here is just to invest time in posting multiple job listings, conducting interviews, and just actively searching for the right talent. So it's important to understand what you're actually looking for when you're assembling your dream team. So these are the key things to look out for when hiring your team. Number one, can they communicate well? Can they follow the SOPs that you outlined? For scriptwriters and video editors, are they actually familiar with your niche? Because this can be very crucial for the success of the channel. It significantly impacts the quality of the writing and the creation process if your scriptwriter and your editor actually understands the niche. This way they can much more effectively express their opinions and thoughts through the subject matter. Please guys, hire scriptwriters and editors who actually know your niche. But now this leads to my next question I always get. How do you know if the contractor actually knows your niche? Fair question. The easiest way to know if your contractor knows your niche is to just interview them, to ask them specific questions that are related to the topic. Now, while there's no foolproof method to actually determine if someone's lying about knowing your niche, an interview should give you a good sense of whether they're actually genuinely understanding it or they're just faking it to get the job. It's also highly beneficial to know that niche yourself, right? Your expertise will make it so much easier to tell whether a potential contractor is being truthful about knowing your niche or not. All right, now let's get into the hiring process. So I suggest you first get on Upwork and start off by creating 4 different jobs. You're looking for a scriptwriter, a voiceover artist, a video editor, and a graphic designer. Now to make this entire process as simple as possible for you, I'll leave on screen a screenshot of the exact job posting that I use to hire literally all my top talent so you guys can hire it for yourself. Of course, as well, like I said, link in the description, you'll have everything there for you. Now for the scriptwriter, I go ahead and choose this as the title. And then for the ad and the body, I write this. Now when it comes to pricing, I usually pay around $15 to $30 for a 1,500 to 1,800 word script. For the voiceover, I choose this as the title. And then for the ad body, I write this. And when it comes to pricing, I usually pay around $15 to $30 for a 1,500 to 1,800 word script. Quite similar to the last job posting, for video editors, I use this as the title and write this in the body. And again, I usually pay around $15 to $40 for a 8 to 10 minute video edit, depending on the quality that's needed. And lastly, for thumbnails, this would be my title for the job ad, and this is what I would write in the body. And I'm typically paying between $3 to $10 per thumbnail. Now, once you guys have actually posted these job ads, you will see a massive influx in freelancers that are reaching out to work with you. So the first step is to isolate the best candidates by looking at their applications and only talking to people who actually listened to your ad when you wrote that they must include examples of previous work. So look at their examples and also look at their Upwork profile, right? Do they have a positive rating? How much money have they made in the past? And how long had they been on the platform? These are all things to take into consideration when working with these people. So these are boxes they need to check. Now, I also just want to take a second to answer another question that I get asked all the time, which is how the hell do we actually get the footage in the videos that we create, right? And that's a very good question. So there's something called the Digital Fair Use Law. This essentially states that we're able to use any piece of content that we want on the internet for ourselves, but only if we make that content original and transformative. Now, what constitutes a video to be original and transformative? Well, we can't just go ahead and take a 10-minute video and post it on our channel and call it our own. We're actually able to use copyright content, but we can only use between 5 to 7 seconds of any given clip in consecutive order. And on top of that, we also have to add our own educational commentary or value over that video. And this is where the script and the voiceover comes in. All right, so hopefully you guys understand how that works. Now, lastly, once you've actually hired your team, it's absolutely essential to create SOPs, again, otherwise known as standard operating procedures, for your team so that they're actually starting off with the best possible foot and have this wireframe or structure of what constitutes a successful video in your niche. Now, I would normally go ahead and have created my own SOPs, but since you watched this far and liked the video, I'm going to give you guys my exact SOPs again in the link in the description for everything. Guys, I've spent years testing and optimizing these for my teams, and now you guys get to skip all of that, leverage all my experience for free by clicking the link and downloading them all for yourself. All right, now that you've actually hired your teams, another valuable lesson to get into is to learn how to work with your contractors off of Upwork or literally any other platform. So what I like to do is go over to Google Docs and just write them a message. Then I send them the message, but when I'm sending them, I make sure to go to the settings and I choose restricted as the option for sending. This way, when they click on the link, they'll actually have to request access. When they request access, you'll get the notification, you will accept it, and only they can see what's actually written on that document. On that document, you can write something like, hey, if you wish to work with me off of X platform, you can contact me at X. This way we can both save on fees. So some people may be keen to do this and others won't. That's fine. But at least you can ask without getting in trouble. Now, just keep in mind, guys, the hiring process can become a little bit repetitive, and it usually involves posting multiple job listings and interviewing many people before finding a good candidate. It does take a bit of time. Please don't lead yourself into believing that you cannot find the right candidate for your YouTube automation channel or that no one knows my niche. Trust me, guys, they're out there. It just takes a little bit of time. You have to be diligent and find them. Now, the last topic to discuss is how do you actually pay your freelancers? I know this may sound simple and self-explanatory to many, but I want to make this as comprehensive as possible for all of you. So for my teams personally, I use 4 main platforms. I use PayPal, Wise, Payoneer, and Upwork. Now on Upwork, you can actually set contractors up with milestones, making it easy for me to simply click pay when it's done. And if you want to go even further and have managers helping you with payments, you can give them a hiring role on Upwork. All right, now let's move on to the training and revision process. Just know that with your first potential candidates, do expect that there's going to have to be a training period to have them understand what your expectations are. Now, regarding revisions should typically be included, but keep in mind, one thing to note is that don't aim for perfection when it comes to your videos, especially not at first. Just get them out there, make sure they're at least at 80% quality, and then move on to the next one. All right, guys, now you have your niche sorted, your channel created, it's branded as well, and your team assembled. It's time to actually go out there and start creating your first videos. Now, there's a few strategies that I want to go about finding topics, but there's one specific topic that I discovered that I teach all my students, and it's led to some crazy case studies. I even had a student hit 1.5 million views on his first video because he used this method to identify a winning topic in his niche. I call this strategy the dummy account method, and it's really quite simple but super effective. Now, this method is done once you actually find a channel that you want to research. So the first step is to open up a brand new YouTube account, which will be used only for channel research. This is different. This is separate than your main account. And this is going to be your dummy account. From there, start by finding a video in your niche that you want to emulate. So first step is to copy the URL of the YouTube video that you want to model, open a new tab, and put the URL in the dummy account. But guys, never use the search function to find that video. Only copy and paste the URL. Now from there, start the video that you pasted and just keep watching it all the way to the end. You can set the video to 1.5 or 2x speed if you want to get through it quicker, but you have to watch it through. Now scroll over to the side and open around 2 or 3 more similar videos that are suggested. You can just right click on the video, open a new tab, and just keep watching those videos, let them run in the background. Repeat this process with more competitors' channels from those suggested videos. This way you'll be able to find new channels that have insane sub to view ratios. This is super important. This means that they have low subscribers and very high view counts on their content, which means this is how you find content that has not been found before, but it's working on YouTube right now. Now, keep in mind, I want you to act like a human, right? So when you're watching these videos, make sure to like, comment, engage, just do typical human activity. This way YouTube thinks you're a person and not a bot, and they'll keep recommending you the best possible videos. All right, now it's time to actually understand if the video idea you've come up with is actually in demand. So let's discuss in detail what it actually looks like and talk about the different styles of videos that you can create for your channel. So how do you actually know when a video idea is in demand? So one of the key factors to achieving a breakthrough video is there needing to be a demand for that topic, right? You should never forget this. While there's no specific number that can quantify the demand for a video topic, it's often coming down to a judgment call. Now, here are some video indicators that your video topic might actually be in demand on YouTube. Number one, we have high search volume. So if you use a keyword research tool like Google Keyword Planner or TubeBuddy, and you see a high search volume for a specific key phrase, that's a good sign. Number two, we look at inspiration channel success. So if the inspiration channels that you're looking at coming from this battle plan worksheet, which I'm going to have again in the link in the description, if you see them having success with a particular topic, then they may actually be in high demand. Just remember to not redo the same topic and maybe have like a unique angle or iteration of that original topic. Number three would be social media buzz. Looking beyond YouTube, platforms like Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, or Instagram, they can actually help you provide insights on what topics are currently generating a lot of discussions. The fourth one is Google Trends, and this tool can show you the popularity of search queries over time. So if your topic is getting traction, it might be a good time to cover it on YouTube. Number five, and not as powerful, but it's word of mouth, right? Sometimes you might just hear about remarkable video ideas from your friends or family. So just pay attention to whatever they say and mention, because not all trending current events are going to pass you by. Number 6, we have vidIQ or any other keyword research tools. So tools like vidIQ can provide you guys with an estimate of how often a keyword phrase is actually searched for on YouTube. That's super, super valuable. All right, guys, now to create breakthrough videos, you have to understand that there's usually a sense of timing for video topics. What went viral 3 months ago, 6 months ago, or even 1 year ago will probably not go viral again today. This is why simply copying ideas that went viral a long time ago just may not work. If you're looking to go down the evergreen route, by the way, evergreen meaning videos that are forever green, they're forever relevant, they never die, then expect to build a backlog of videos which consistently get views over a longer period of time. Now let's compare the two main strategies, which is trending versus evergreen. So trending videos, these are videos that are basically trying to capitalize on current events, popular culture, or viral topics. They usually gain rapid attention and views because they're timely and they often align with what's currently on the news or just popular on social media. The pros of this is that there's high initial traffic. Usually you can get a surge of views and subscribers quickly if it aligns with the current trends. And with timeliness, it offers immediate value to viewers that are interested on current topics or events. Now the cons is that it usually has a short lifespan. The interest, it kind of waves off quickly as the trend fades, leading to a sharp drop in views over time. Also another thing, it's very competitive. There's many creators that they jump on trends and it just makes it harder to stand out. Now for evergreen videos, as I mentioned prior, these are content that remain relevant over the course of time, regardless of current events, trends, or events. These evergreen videos, they typically cover topics that people will just research for months or even after years of publication. These evergreen videos are topics that are usually covered and will be searched for months or even years after publication, such as tutorials or how-to guides or documentaries. So the pros of this is that there's a lot of long-term value, right? These continue to get viewers over time, providing a steady stream of traffic. Consistent performance is another one, so it's just less susceptible to fluctuations in viewer interest, and it offers you predictable growth. Now, cons is that there's a much slower initial growth. This may actually take you a much longer time to gain traction as they don't really benefit from the immediate buzz of trends. It also sometimes requires a lot of in-depth knowledge. It often demands a thorough understanding of whatever topic you're choosing to provide that lasting value. Now, both types of videos are good to include on your channel, although you can go all in on evergreen or all in on trending. There's really no right way to do this. Now I want to talk about emotions when it comes to generating remarkable video ideas. Emotions are very powerful motivators that can drive people to take action. When a viewer feels a strong emotion, they're much more likely to click and watch your video. So when coming up with remarkable video ideas, you should keep that in mind whether or not your video actually sparks that emotion of fear, desire, or curiosity. Now I want to talk about the 4 primary methods for generating a remarkable video idea on YouTube. Now, throughout my years of YouTube, I've discovered that there are 4 primary methods for generating remarkable video ideas. Each method utilizes a distinct set of tools or strategies to help you brainstorm remarkable video topics. I'm going to elaborate on each method and provide further training on how to effectively use specific tools for your research. All right, so number 1, this is a big one. Reusing successful ideas. This is probably the easiest way to generate remarkable video topic ideas because if a video already performed exceptionally well on your channel, this is a strong indicator that another similar topic could be just as successful, if not more. Consider creating a follow-up or another video related to the exact thing, but maybe with a more unique twist, or even just recreating the exact same video. Now, this is where the concept of finding power words and phrases comes into play. Now you can have a look at topics that already have succeeded on your channel and just tweak them slightly to create basically a brand new and successful video idea. To implement this strategy, you'll need to actually analyze your own channel's performance and analytics, specifically looking for your best performing videos and then try to identify all the power words and phrases that seem to really resonate with your audience. All right, now number 2, we have generating original ideas. This is probably the most challenging way to actually come up with remarkable video topics because it's purely based on what you genuinely believe is going to be an exceptional idea. Now, this also breeds the term pioneering ideas, which is a very easy way to be the only one covering a video topic. Coming up with original ideas can really set your channel apart from the competition, and so it's definitely a great idea that you can look into as well. Now, here are some tools for understanding your niche to come up with video ideas yourself. So first, we have Google News, and this is used for current events. Google Trends is used for popular search queries. Subreddits are used for community discussions and opinions. Instagram accounts are great for finding trending news. Facebook groups for community discussions and opinions. Feedly is great for aggregating content from various sources, and ChatGPT for coming up with new video topics. All right, so number 3, we have adapting ideas from unrelated channels. Now guys, don't limit yourself to your niche. Remarkable video ideas can sometimes come from channels that actually operate in a completely different niche. The trick is to adapt these ideas to suit your own niche and your audience. Now, I've successfully applied this to my own channels multiple times. It's been amazing. So while browsing YouTube for leisure and entertainment, I've actually stumbled across excellent video topics that I've gone and then adapted to my own YouTube automation channels. Being successful at generating remarkable video ideas often involves exposing yourself to such ideas in the first place. This can be as simple as being an active audience member on YouTube. Right? So if you're not regularly using YouTube for your own entertainment, then this strategy may be challenging to implement. Therefore, I do highly recommend that you guys engage with YouTube just as any other user would. Just enjoy the content for its own sake. Now, some tools that I use to make the most out of this strategy is to browse YouTube as you normally would, but maintain an analytical mindset, right? Keep an eye out for video ideas that could be basically adapted and molded to your own niche that can be fit for your automation channel. All right, step number 4 is to adapt ideas from your inspiration channels. Now, from your niche battle plan worksheet that again, I'm gonna leave in the description, make sure you guys open up the inspiration channels and take a look at the ones you have listed. Look at the most recent successful videos and think about how can you actually adapt those to your own channel and fit the same narrative that you have. Now, where you're looking for video topics that are in the algorithm, which have more views than subscribers, right? And they've also recently been posted. So the newer the video, the better. And try and also look for videos that are less than 4 months old. That's the most ideal. Now, other ways to find inspiration channels include the tools that I mentioned down below. Now, you can use tools such as TubeBuddy for competitor research, the YouTube search bar itself, the audience watches tab for viewer behavior, vidIQ's views per hour tab to also gauge the video's popularity, and also NextLev. These are incredible tools. Now, you can actually use a combination of the 4 primary methods mentioned above to generate even more remarkable video topics. Additionally, generating standout video ideas is a skill that gets improved on with practice. The more video ideas you come up with and the more you post, the easier it will be to come up with future ideas, especially as some of the videos that you have actually start gaining traction. So the next thing I want to talk about is common framework patterns in successful, remarkable video ideas. All right, so here are some common frameworks that I've successfully seen in remarkable video ideas. Keep in mind, this list is not exclusive. All right, there's plenty of remarkable video ideas that don't fall under any of these frameworks, just my disclaimer. All right, so my recommendation is to use at least 2 or 3 of these frameworks at a time for your own videos and apply it to your channel. Number 1, we have the feud framework. The context for this is that the framework should capitalize on natural human interest in conflict and rivalry. Whether it's a playful feud between 2 celebrities or a more serious feud between 2 sports teams, this type of title grabs attention. Example you could use is Apple versus Samsung. Which one is really the best smartphone? Or another example is Tesla just crushed Toyota. Number 2, we have the why framework. Now, to give context, this framework aims to answer questions that the audience may have about why something is the way that it is. It really taps into the viewer's natural curiosity and the desire for their understanding. An example of this could be why electrical cars are taking over the auto industry. Number 3, we have the what if framework. Some context for this is that this framework explores the hypothetical scenarios, inviting the viewers to just consider possibilities that are intriguing or exciting or even alarming. And it also engages the viewer's imagination and their curiosity. An example of this is, what if the internet suddenly stopped working? It's a pretty good one. Now, number 4, we have the shocking factor / breaking news framework. This framework aims to jolt the viewer with surprising or unexpected news or facts. So the shock factor of this can be super effective in prompting immediate clicks, but it also must be handled carefully to avoid clickbait or accusations. So in this framework, what you say in the title must actually be delivered in the video. Example of this is breaking news, major security flaw discovered in popular social media app. All right, number 5, we have the listicle framework. So this straightforward framework aims to just inform the viewer about something that they likely just don't know, but in a listicle format. This really appeals to the viewer's desire for knowledge, and it can be particularly effective when the information is highly relevant to the audience. Example of this is 10 little known facts about climate change. Very simple. Now we have number 6, which is the how-to framework. This framework is effective at solving problems and falls more along the lines of creating evergreen content, and it appeals to viewers because essentially your video is becoming the answer to their problems. A simple example of this is how to set up a Squarespace website. Now, number 7, we have the storytelling framework, and this engages viewers by telling a compelling story, often involving a personal experience, historical events, or imaginative narratives. Now, the framework usually connects emotion with the audience. An example of this is The Man Who Walked Around the World, a true story of adventure. Now, number 8, we have the reveal a secret framework, right? So this attracts viewers by promising to unveil secrets or insider knowledge that is just not widely known. This framework taps into the human love for mysteries and discoveries. A good example of this could be, revealed. The secret techniques top chefs use to flavor dishes. Now, number 9, we have the extreme framework. This focuses on extreme conditions or actions such as world records, extreme sports, or just survival stories, and it captivates viewers by showcasing the limits of human capacity or nature. Example, this could be like surviving the coldest place on earth, the minus 90 degree challenge. All right, number 10, we have the counterintuitive framework. This one I love. This presents ideas or facts that go against common beliefs or expectations, and this usually sparks interest through surprise and curiosity. An example of this could be why sleeping less could actually make you more productive. That sounds like a really good topic. Number 11, we have the tell the future framework, and this engages viewers by predicting future trends, innovations, or events. Now, this framework appeals to the curiosity about what's actually next and the desire to be ahead of the curve. An example of this could be the world in 2050, how technology could literally change everything. Number 12, we have the Be Weird framework. This captures attention by focusing on the odd, the unusual, or the bizarre, right? So this framework stands out by its sheer uniqueness, drawing in viewers intrigued by the unconventional. An example of this is the town where everyone wears a mask, unraveling the mystery. I'd watch that. For number 13, we have the unknown framework. Now, this piques curiosity by exploring mysteries again, unexplained phenomena, or areas of knowledge that are largely uncharted. It really invites viewers into the journey of discovery. An example of this could be exploring the ocean's deepest mysteries, what lies unseen. Now, 14, we have the warning framework. This alerts viewers to dangers or mistakes to avoid or negative trends. This framework leverages concern for safety or well-being just to engage the viewers, right? So for example, warning, the everyday habits that are making you age faster. Number 15, we have the pain point framework. This addresses common problems, frustrations, or challenges that the audience faces, offering some sort of solution or empathy. And it just connects by acknowledging and addressing the viewer's struggles. An example of this could be fixing the most common cooking mistakes that everyone makes. Then we have the zero to hero framework. People love this one. It's inspirational stories of transformation and success, often involving overcoming significant obstacles. This framework typically motivates viewers by showing what's actually possible. An example here is from bankruptcy to billionaire, the story of a tech mogul. Number 17, we have the stop, mistakes, and regrets method. Now, this offers advice on what not to do, basically just highlighting common errors or regrets to help the viewers avoid similar pitfalls. It's educational with a preventative twist. An example of this could be stop doing these 5 things if you want to save money. All right, now that concludes all my frameworks. I want to talk about how to actually validate these remarkable video ideas when coming up with your remarkable video. And think about trying to include all of the following criteria. Number 1, we have unique angle. Don't just copy other videos. Try and bring your own unique perspective to the topic. You know, one of the easiest ways to make your video idea be more remarkable is simply by just adding an opinion on the writer's experience to it. So another way you can actually do this to make it unique is by adding the negative to the topic, right? Also, exclusivity. Try to aim to be the only video on YouTube that covers that specific remarkable idea. This is going to align with the red ocean versus blue ocean strategy, whereas you either compete in a saturated market, which is the red ocean, or you create a whole new entire market space, which is the blue ocean, by creating a unique video. Then we have ungoogleable topics, right? So if your topic can be easily found in a Google article, it's probably not unique enough. So aim for topics that people can't find easily on Google. The other strategy is the first of its kind, right? So creating videos that are groundbreaking or one of a kind, meaning you're the only one that actually covers that specific topic. Then we have the copy and paste test. So if you copy and paste your topic into the YouTube search bar and there's a bazillion other videos like it, it's likely not a remarkable video idea. So just try tilting it in a different way that stands apart from the competition. Guys, I cannot emphasize how important practice is for generating remarkable video ideas. The more you do it, the easier it'll become. Now, I know that was a lot of information, but stick with me here, guys. This is the information that no one else is willing to give you for free. And I promise it'll be the difference between getting a couple hundred views and millions. Guys, understanding this is what will truly make all your channels blow up. And the reason why so many people start YouTube and don't make money is because they're just blindly posting videos. They just hope and pray that the algorithm will pick up their content and make the money. But really, YouTube doesn't owe you shit. And that's the reality. You need to understand how the platform actually works so you can deliver content that people actually want to watch. Also, guys, I just want to say if you made it this far, I really appreciate you. I'm doing this because there's so many of you that want to become financially free, who are struggling to make ends meet, and they just need another option to make money. You can genuinely do everything that I'm teaching you in this video and make your first $5,000 online. I have zero doubt. But guys, if you don't want to do it alone, I'm happy to help you start and scale the channel to profitability within 6 months guaranteed. So if you're interested in this, I'm going to leave another link in the description, which is a call booking link to apply to work with me one-on-one. But anyways, guys, now that we actually understand all the concepts and understand how to identify what a viral video actually is, let's talk about one of my favorite strategies, which is the video bucket strategy. Now, you may not know what that is now, but I'm confident you've seen this before without even realizing it. And this is what's making all these YouTube channels thousands of dollars every single month. And it's a simple concept of not recreating the wheel and doubling down on what works. That's essentially what it is. So to explain this more in depth, I'm going to show you a few different channels, starting off with Mr. Beast, who is one of the biggest channels on YouTube right now, earning millions of dollars every single month. And he's using this exact strategy on his content week after week. So the idea is to find videos that your audience resonates with, and then just to continue making more iterations of that video. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we can find. Now, right away, I see one video here that's called $1 versus $500,000 plane ticket. Then we scroll a little bit lower, we see $1 versus $1 billion yacht. Then we scroll a little bit further, we see $1 versus $1 million hotel room. And then we see $1 versus $100 million car. Notice how they're all basically the exact same topic, just slightly modified. Well, that's exactly how YouTube works. If you find a winning topic on your channel, there's no need to recreate the wheel. Just continue doubling down and give more value on the same subject, just touching on different points or angles. All right, here's another example. I spent 50 hours buried alive. And if we scroll down further, there's literally 3 more examples right away with the exact same topic, just slightly modified. And that's how you do the video bucket strategy. All right, let's take another example, which is this gaming channel I found a while ago. If you sort by oldest, we can see that some topics that took off are called "How good was insert Pokemon actually?" Now, fast forward 8 years later to the recent content. We can see the exact same videos still garnering millions of views. They did not need to continue trying new things. They just found something that works that their audience resonated with and enjoyed, and they just doubled down on it year after year after year. It's actually a lot more simple than you guys think once you understand how this business model actually works. Now let's take this to a more advanced step where we actually test out these bucket ideas and introduce them to other niches. So let's take a look at this basketball channel who noticed that this bucket was going viral in the games niche. So they actually brought it onto their channel and voila, their channel is also going crazy viral. This is why that competitor research is so essential and why understanding the fundamentals of this game is so essential to making money. Now, I hope you guys are getting immense value from this. This is the sauce that no one else is willing to give you. My student Warren used this exact strategy to make $3,000 a month in his 3rd month just by creating amazing thumbnails, doubling down on his video buckets, and now he's actually making $14,000 a month with his orca whale channel. And trust me, he didn't know a thing about orca whales when he started his channel. All right, now the next things I want to talk about are your topics, your thumbnails, your optimizing, and your uploads. And we're almost ready to launch your first viral video. So guys, please hang in there. Now I want to make it very clear that you need to make sure you don't cut yourself short when it comes to crafting creative titles and thumbnails. There are 2 elements that many creators often overlook, spending very minimal time on them. Now, for instance, if your video topic is LeBron's top 10 funniest moments, don't just title it that way. Push yourself to come up with something more engaging. Similarly, avoid using just a still image from your video as the thumbnail. Now, as a content creator, you guys need to make sure to allocate quality time to brainstorming creative titles and thumbnails for each one of your videos. In fact, you should have an idea for your titles and thumbnails before you even begin writing your script. Why? Because if your title and thumbnail aren't compelling enough, no one will click on your video. And if no one clicks, no one watches, and making the entire production of the video is useless. So from a creative standpoint, titles and thumbnails are just as crucial, if not more crucial than the content itself. Investing those extra minutes in creativity is one of the main reasons I found success on YouTube. So now we've got one of the most important steps, which is how to actually write an engaging title. First, it's important to distinguish what I often refer to as the content title versus the actual title. The content title will serve as just a guideline for your scriptwriters, helping them understand what the topic is that they should write their video on. For instance, a content title might be LeBron's top 10 funniest moments. This is what you would enter into your project management board, giving your team a clear indication of what the video's subject matter is. On the other hand, the actual title, where you should exercise creativity, using this previous example, while the content title is LeBron's top 10 funniest moments, The actual title could be something more engaging, like LeBron's funniest moments accidentally caught on camera. That's a good title. Now, one hard and fast rule that I always follow when crafting engaging titles for my YouTube videos is to aim for uniqueness, right? I try and be the only one with that specific title. By creating a unique video that covers a specific topic, you essentially eliminate all competition by aligning yourself with that blue ocean strategy that we talked about earlier. Now, people are constantly asking me about SEO and the importance of it, so I wanted to also include it to this video and give my honest review about what it is and how you should actually use it. Now, while many people invest a lot of time in YouTube SEO, my approach is very, very different. Instead, I prioritize what I call optimizing for viewer experience. Now, optimizing your title for search engines is very straightforward. You simply just put your keyword phrase in the title of the video, and additionally, you can also add similar related keywords naturally written in the description as well. Now, for the description, I recommend trying to add at least 5 to 8 similar related keywords to the keyword that you're actually trying to target in your title within your descriptions. Descriptions don't really have a definitive length, but for a standard, they can be around 150 to 300 words long. So if I title a video School Tutorial for Beginners, that's a title that's optimized for search engine. However, by putting myself in a viewer's shoes and trying to craft a more engaging title like the only school tutorial for beginners you'll ever need, I'm now effectively optimizing it for viewer experience. I hope you see the difference here. Now, the latter title is much more clickable. Titles that are optimized for viewer experience tend to achieve better click-through rates rather than those that are just solely optimized for the search engine. Now, the beauty of title optimization is that you can create titles that are optimized for both the viewers and the search engine. But most people neglect to optimize it for viewer experience. Don't make this mistake of solely focusing on the search engine. Also consider the viewer's experience. After all, it's humans who drive the YouTube algorithm through their actions. Now, there's going to be some instances in which focusing on the search engine could actually have a greater emphasis on your results. For example, if your channel is a how-to channel, then you'd probably want to consider using exact match keywords within the titles of your videos. Essentially, videos that are optimized solely for SEO tend to be found via search traffic. These are videos that people are actually searching for on YouTube through keywords. So videos that are optimized solely for the viewer experience tend to be found more through browse or suggested traffic. Browse, by the way, being what's shown on your YouTube home screen. These videos aren't really focused on keyword research, so know which one is specific to your video. All right, and now another myth that I want to debunk for you guys is tags and the overall importance of them for your videos. Now, here's what Google has explicitly said about tags on YouTube, and I'll also leave a link as well. Tags are descriptive keywords you can add on your video to help viewers find your content. Your video's title, thumbnail, and description are much more important pieces of metadata for your video's discovery. These main pieces of information help viewers decide which videos to watch. So honestly, guys, tags can be useful if the content of your video is commonly misspelled. Otherwise, tags just play a very minimal role in the video's discovery. Now, if all it took was for individuals to optimize their tags in order to get into YouTube algorithm, wouldn't every single video be in the algorithm since everyone's optimizing their tags? That's just not the case. So in summary, I don't really focus much on tagging my videos. I focus more on coming up with good video ideas, titles. But if you still want to do it correctly and not spend too much time on it, head back to Rapid Tags, copy and paste the title in there, and just copy the tags that it generates onto the tags of your video. All right, now the next topic that I want to cover is how to actually create an engaging thumbnail. Now this is just as important as the title because it is the second part of your video packaging, which is the first thing that people see when they encounter your video. If your video is not properly packaged, people will not click it. And all that work you put into the video would have been for nothing. So again, I'll leave you guys with a full SOP link in the description that I'll share with you guys. I share it to all my students. And it also includes a fill in the blank framework, which you can use to reverse engineer your competition and consistently create thumbnails that get clicked on. I've also added a huge list of basic essentials that you need to know regarding creating high converting thumbnails, and that's just to give you a taste. But you want to make sure that when you're creating thumbnails, you're keeping them as simple as possible and straight to the point. The message needs to be conveyed quickly as you only get about a second to actually convince someone to click on your video. So if your thumbnail is too busy, you'll have more chances of getting your viewers confused than interested. So the best rules of thumbs are to use as high quality images as possible, to avoid low resolution whenever possible, to enhance the quality of the picture. You can actually do this simply by just brightening it. Honestly, the brighter it is, the more your viewers' eyes will gravitate towards it, and you'd also make it more sharp. I also suggest using a minimal amount of words in the thumbnail, like only bold statements and power words. Normally, the word count shouldn't exceed 3. That does depend on the niche as well, though. A pro tip here for you is that you can create a thumbnail that conveys a message without words even better. The goal is to create a thumbnail with a captivating enough image that will lead your viewers to look at the title and click. Now, when it comes to avoiding copyright on your thumbnails, I either use stock image sites or just add a filter on Google for Creative Commons. And if you do end up using a copyright image, just try and cut out as much of it as possible or cover up as much as possible just to avoid copyright. Also, make sure to never place anything in the bottom right corner. If there's anything that you want to be seen, such as text or a focal point, avoid putting it in the bottom right corner, as that's where the timestamp will be, and it always will cover up the thumbnail. Now, the list for everything I teach my students is much more extensive than this. I just wanted to showcase a few points, and I promise if you take action on all these, your videos will get more views than you've ever imagined. All right, so now you've made your first video and it's time to actually make it live. So it's time to upload on YouTube. I'm gonna walk you guys through these steps so you can do it correctly and get the views that you guys deserve after all the hard work we've been through. So if you click on the upper right-hand corner of YouTube, click on the icon labeled as create, and then click on upload video. Drag and drop your video file, upload your thumbnail, copy and paste the title and the description and the tags, click on next, add your end screen as well. This is the type of end screen that I usually add. And I also click choose a specific video. Spend an extra few seconds actually choosing a video that you think your audience would want to watch next after this one. I personally always choose a specific video that this viewer would likely want to watch next. Again, optimizing for viewer experience. Now, the first thing you need to do is to schedule your video as unlisted and wait at least 1 to 2 hours to make sure there's no copyright claims. When you click next on your video, it'll start to actually process that video on YouTube. Wait till the processing status disappears. Now, if your video has no copyright claims, it'll say unlisted and the restrictions will say none. Now you can actually schedule it or premiere your video. On new channels, I start off by just setting the schedule option for a certain date. Once I understand what my audience likes, that's when I start setting my videos to premiere on a certain date. Your premiere option allows your subscribers to actually wait in like a little chat room with other viewers until the video starts, and they can actually talk to each other, and it helps build a bit of anticipation, kind of like an actual movie premiere. Whereas schedule will just schedule your video on a certain date and your video goes live. Honestly, both types of scheduling are just as valuable and they both led to viral videos. Now, another question I get asked a lot is when are the best times to upload my videos on YouTube? Well, for me, the optimal time to upload my videos are around 6 a.m. PST and 11 a.m. PST. However, it's important to know there's no universal best time to upload your video on YouTube, as audiences and their viewing habits vary channel to channel. The ideal upload time actually depends on your specific audience and when they're most active. So that said, for new channels, the majority of your viewers will likely come from non-subscribers. So the upload times, again, may be less critical in the beginning. Personally, I'm not overly concerned about the time that my videos are posted. What's more important is the number of views that a video will receive within the first 48 hours of being uploaded. But what's really cool is that once you actually garner enough views on your channel, you can head over to your channel analytics, go to audience, and you'll see this graph here that tells you when are the best times to upload your video on YouTube. And that's exactly how YouTube automation works, why it works, and how you can get started. And if you guys follow everything that I mentioned to you and do it correctly, there's no doubt in my mind that you guys will see your first $10,000 a month online with your own cash flow channel. However, if you decide to do this on your own through trial and error, this will be the path of most resistance for you. It took me over 5 years and tens of thousands of dollars to get to where I am today. And whilst I've given you the full picture and the shortcut in this video, there will be bottlenecks and constraints that come up that are going to be specific to your situation where I just can't help you directly. In the end, the time that it'll take for you to do yourself is going to cost you more than it's worth. And even worse, by the time you guys figure it out, everything could have changed and you'd be back to square one. However, if you want to avoid all the pain and take the fastest and easiest path to start your YouTube automation journey, this year, with the help of people who actually know what they're doing, actively running their channels to this day, and have helped hundreds of others do the exact same thing, then click the link in the description and hop on a call with me or my team so that we can talk about how I can help you start your YouTube automation channel today. I wish you guys the best of luck.